What's up, everybody? Welcome to Swaggy Vets Podcast. I'm your host, Big Pen. I got my co-host with me, First Swaggy Vet. What's up, baby?
What's going on, everybody? This is Swaggy Veterans and all their friends and family. What's happening out there? What's going on, Big Pen?
Man, I'm good, brother. I'm blessed, enjoying this beautiful day. First thing we want to talk about, Swaggy Vet Apparel. We'll be launching May 27th on Memorial Day. So we're going to put the link in the description. All right. And May 27th, make sure y'all go get some merch. We got some shirts. We got some hats. We got some patches you can get to put on your jackets, your shirts, or your motorcycle vests. All right. And we're going to have some stickers too. All right. So just be on the lookout for the Swaggy Vet Apparel, Swaggy Vet merch. All right. Let's get down to the brass tacks. We got a special guest today. He's an amazing individual. I've known him since 2001. He's one of our old Delta company, Delta Dogs, OGs. All right, we're bringing to the stage my boy, First Sergeant Hamilton. What's up, baby?
What's going on? What's up?
Man, we blessed and highly favored.
See, y'all doing great things over here.
And we trying to bring awareness to veterans, trying to lift veterans up. Of course, we got you, active duty. You're still screaming and kicking in there, but you're going to be a veteran soon. So now we get you on here, man, give you kind of your perspective on everything, and don't be a swaggy vet yourself.
Oh, yeah, man. I look forward to it. If I could be anything like y'all, man, I'll be doing all right.
I'm blessed. Hey, man, we really appreciate you coming on the podcast, man. Get you on here, good stories. Give us some background about Gabriel Hamilton. Excited, man. Hey, but let's introduce you, but everybody don't know about you yet. Give us a story about you, brother.
So just a quick overview, man. Like Penn said, I came in the Army in 2001. I went to Fort Benning for training, hit Fort Lee for AIT. Of course, went back to jump school, and that brought me to Fort Bragg to Delta Company 782nd MSB, the mighty Delta Dogs. So that's how I came in contact with these fine individuals, right? Did time there on Bragg for 3 years, got a Iraq deployment out of it. Okinawa, spent 3 years over there, came back to Fort Hood, spent years there, deployed twice out of there, went back to Bragg, was in 3rd Brigade, first at 319, and then spent almost 3 years, went to the Pentagon, spent 6 years there, deployed twice while I was out of there, and then now DLA did, and so that's a quick, broad overview of my short career.
I know 2003, man, that was a crazy deployment with old Biggie Smalls. We're going to get to Biggie Smalls.
For real.
Famous
tell you,
Biggie
people
Smalls.
don't need to know.
Yeah. Hey, man,
one
quick story about when we was in Iraq. Yeah. We was in Iraq. I remember we didn't have any up armor vehicles. So we these people, and they weren't even desert tan. They were forest green. Yeah. So and I call these people gifts, the good idea fairies. They like to come with some idea that's crazy. So we had our vehicles because, we different spots than you were because we were in BIOP and then y'all was at TQ. So these folks came and said, hey, we know they're green. We need y'all to go out there with some 5-gallon water buckets, take mud and sprinkle mud all over the doggone truck. I'm like, are you serious? What if it rains?
I'm trying to tell you what you did.
And then they say, we need some up armor. Put some sandbags on the floorboard.
Bro, that was the worst part of it, man. Up and down the MSR, whatever road been on, and the wind get in there kicking up that dust.
MSR Tampa. That was our MSR Tampa. Yeah, man, that's just a funny story because I know you dealt with that too. Man, matter of fact, you sent me a picture of us on the LMTV.
Yeah. Sitting up with badass, huh?
Yeah.
Got the crew serve up there. You couldn't tell us nothing.
Young Thundercats.
Yeah. 21 years at the time.
Yeah.
That's crazy, man. I was up there with young Camp. Camp built a whole Taj Mahal for y'all, ain't it?
Old Camp, sure. Yeah, man, and we had some SF dudes come over. He built something for the SF dudes, and they're like, yeah, you know what, y'all? y'all come to the palace with us. So we went up to the palace that's on top of the hill, right when you come in to buy up. There's a palace on top of the hill. We went up there and we got to go swimming. It's like they gave us some ice cream and stuff. I said, dang.
Vacation. Look at this.
Yeah, man, they had the FBI and the CIA all was up there with the SF.
Okay. Bring a 4-letter agency.
I'm telling you, they living a good life in Iraq. I said, I'm in the wrong profession.
For real. They'll do that to this day. No matter where they go, they pay you think they in a somewhere.
Real.
Hey, no lie. I got the
I was gonna tell you something, man. I don't forgot. I just had a brain fart, brother.
Hey, man.
What up?
What you currently do now?
So I'm a first up here at DLA Distribution here in Pennsylvania. Small little military population, but huge civilian population. If we kind of number, I think I got like 25 military point service. I got all branches, all ranks, not all ranks, all senior ranks, and then I got over 4,000 civilians within my organization, right? So yeah, man, it's different. No lie, bro.
So you like got supply operations?
Yeah, but on the warehouse side, so I'm a Yankee.
Okay.
Doing the supply, do the retail thing. For those who ain't familiar with the military, just think of it like the cashier at Walmart. I'm gonna get what you need right there in your face, right? What I'm doing is warehouse operations. So think about Walmart distribution, just on a bigger scale. So we pushing out the entire DoD, not just the Army, making sure that they fit.
Okay, so what you think? So you're a first star. So what's some key skills, some key roles you got to play in that?
So, across the board, you was the first one too, right?
Yes, sir.
That's what I thought. So, across the board, it's leadership skills, getting down there, make sure the admin stuff, getting NCR's training, that kind of stuff. But where mine differs a little bit, I deal mostly with civilians because I got civilians as far as service members go. So I got to lead them to being committed. And it ain't always easy because you got people from all over, all walks of life, and they literally say trying to do their 8 hours and they can be out the gate as soon as them 8 hours is done. So it ain't always easy. You got a lot of committed people in there that really love the war fighter. They understand what they're doing. So they feel it, but a lot of the time I'm dealing with someone who wants to bully or still wants to be a gangster. So they body and I got to go mess with them. So it's just leading people.
Right.
That's like you, and that's Army wide. That's dealing with the whole Army supply chain, right?
DoD, bro. So all services, all four everybody.
Oh, that's great. Kind of got you there. You kind of get away, don't you?
A lot of times. So what this first on will be down there. Make sure you get to the range. Harping on them about PT tests and Met Pros. My guys are senior, like I only have 1.5, a couple of E6s, and everybody else is E7 and above across the services. So a lot of the ownership is on them. I still check the Met Pros and that kind of stuff, make sure that they do what they got to do. But most of the times they just got to, go to the foxhole and do what they got to do. When I'm looking at it, making sure that the DM is doing what they do according to the matrix to get those parts from our warehouse to whomever need them. So it's a little different focus as far as a troop leading go, but it's the same concept, just mission happen.
And for those that don't know, can you tell us what Med Pros is?
It's the medical profile. So get in there, make sure everybody get their shots, make sure, yuck down there to the dentist, get them teeth tightened up, that kind of stuff. So
hey, let me tell you something. We had First Sergeant make me go out there. Read us. You read on Med Pros. You need to go to the dentist. He would have a list of people that's read on Med Pros, and then you need to get them whatever. You need your flu shot. I used to hate that.
It'd be anything from like doing HIV blood, which we do every 5 years, to getting them, like you said, make sure all kinds of stuff. I gotta make sure people go out there and get their vision done, their vision checked, and they hear all that simple stuff you think you would do on a routine basis, but they kind of get away at times.
Yeah, because one thing in the civilian world, ain't nobody checking upon you. You need to go to the dentist yourself. You can go get your stuff checked yourself. But in the military, they can make sure you get your shots.
Yeah.
Make sure you get them cleanings. Or you can't go on leave sometimes.
Yeah, for real. As a couple people, hey, you don't get down here and get your Med Pros updated, you ain't going nowhere, partner. that's a good segue too. Like just on a health initiative tip, right? Thinking about camp like that, man. People really do need to get in there, whether you're in the military or not, and get yourself checked out, man. We're losing people left and right. I lost a good guy this past Friday, not to make a somber moment, but she finally to her breast cancer after being 10 years. So I mean, get yourself checked out. Life is short. The day hour, man. Very important.
Yeah, absolutely, man. And I kind of last time, but get yourself some life insurance, man.
Facts.
People go out there buy these $200 Jordans or whatever. You do, man, get you some life insurance. Life insurance is like $30-$40. You know what I'm saying? Make sure your family's squared away in case something happens. So
that's a good point. Them J's ain't gonna take care of nobody when you gone. Ain't gonna anybody else might be wearing them when you gone. So you might want to go ahead and take care of that family while you here.
Absolutely. All right, so just to touch on, so the 92 Yankee, usually y'all are at the company level, right? Dealing with company stuff.
Yeah.
So, and then, like you said, you're military-wide and three-letter agencies and stuff. So what kind of skills did you have to take from like being the cover? What kind of skills did you take to now you're on such a broad level that's helping you be successful?
So I've had a very untraditional career after S4. So for those who know, you got the unit supply, like I said, the retail level. I mean, you got the S4 kind of manages 5 companies. So think of it like a district manager. So I went from that position to the Pentagon where I became an advisor. Jay, you was like after you came to traditional, kind of like with the CA world, go out there, advise people on how to do things that we do in our military and win hearts and minds while we doing it, right? So I went out there to Afghanistan. I was with the OI and the MOD, the Ministry of Interior and the Ministry of Defense, putting it simple and plain, the police and the military. And I was trying to teach them how to do end-to-end supply chain transactions. So that gave me a lot of knowledge of the warehouse and what happens after the supplies aren't ordered the equipment, right? And then I spent a lot of time when I was in the States doing supply policy. And of course, that to me pursuing a degree in it and transportation logistics management. A lot of it is in reverse logistics. But so I had all skill sets. And then the position came open. I took advantage of the opportunity of position coming open. Like, hey, I can. At the same time, they were like, hey, we're trying to prove a point saying that Yankees and Alphas can perform the same functions if given the opportunity, because inside the system, all the keystrokes is the same. So they gave me the opportunity. I'm running. Hopefully I answered your question. I know it was a long roundabout, answer and whatnot.
No.
Supply chain management. I know you say you made it all the way to First Sergeant. And I know you came in like us. You like you were like the millennial babies, Terrorism, all that. Yeah. I'm out. You still in, man. So I know, how has technology changed from in your with dealing with district man all the way up to now making it the district manager to advisor and advisory setting. So how has technology? Have you seen that change thus far in the career?
Right. So I'm on the journey with me, right? So when we first came in, internet had just started.
That's right.
We was just getting computers. You had dot matrix printers and the little green screen looked like Tetris number munchers, right? So we go from a very simple system where I'm putting a disk inside of a floppy disk inside the computer. Lil Jay, he'll run up here with some parts he need to put on order because the commando, he got shortages. I hit a couple keystrokes, save it to the disk, and then I got to run across the street and get them the disk, them to download it, and then go pick the part. Right? Then once they give me the other parts, I got to run back with the disk and put it back in the computer, download what happened, so it can update your component hand receipts. That image, right? So now you ain't got to go nowhere, bro. Like I can hit all the keystrokes from right here in the comfort of my own home, like literally the comfort of my own home, and it can go all the way through the supply chain. Card to get swiped, big arm pay for it and whatever, and then the a couple of we can get the stuff not at our doorstep, but at our local warehouse. So it went from being a manual process to a couple keystrokes, man. So it's totally different, and it's really evolving more beyond that in the military. automation. But then in my building, they trying to make it more like Amazon. So a lot more automated processes so people ain't got to stand on their feet all day, do them little quick twitches until they back up or whatever, do all that kind of stuff. So it's way different, bro.
And I had a buddy tell me that the 82nd, and you probably know firsthand since you deal with all the supply stuff, they're fielding these helmets you put on, right? They can see thermal, right? Mm-hmm. If they hear a gunshot, it gives you a grid location in the D's. I said, what?
You remember back in the day when they like Splinter Cell like that, and they had high speed point? That's real life now.
That's crazy, man. I couldn't even imagine that. I just remember walking around with them 14s tripping over everything because we ain't got no depth perception.
And so you got time. You got. I remember my very first time going to the field. Right, I'm a little unit armor. I came over there. Y'all didn't overwhelm me trying to get everything at the last minute. So I get my little PVS, throw them in the bag. We get out there. We start setting up. We digging foxholes and whatnot. Well, one of the missions that day was to do was a route or something like that. Going over there with foxes. I had never worn NVGs at that point. Lieutenant Thing. You remember Lieutenant Thing? Old infantry, right? From E7 to a lieutenant. He was there. I was his driver. He cussed me out for about 30 minutes until we got to that point because I couldn't see nothing. All I see is this little fuzzy screen. He's like, boy. And he cussed me out. So we finally get to the field point. Takes him, he is just so simple. Just like this right here. Mm-hmm. I was like, dang, I ain't never felt so dumb in my life.
Yeah. Well, that's the fault. You should some training on those. So.
You know how it was in division. You got time to breathe. That's it. Yeah, man. You right. Father's Day. Let's do a function check.
Make sure you got your extra batteries because those things will eat some batteries up.
No lie.
Yeah. First time I ever wore NVGs was when we first got there, and then they sent us to NTC, and I had the Charlies. It was older. It's as old as I don't know what. And and we was big deuce in the hat. Yeah. You have a mount for my helmet. It was the head mount you had to put on. So I'm over here looking like doggone fake Universal Soldier walking around, and it was terrible, man. I almost went off a cliff. Moulton was screaming. I had to get out and be like, "Oh snap, we almost died."
That's the wrong place to learn.
Man, I'm telling you, it was crazy, bro. I could not believe it. But eventually you get, League Bravos, and they got the 14s with the one eye. Those are even better. And now they just got crazy stuff, man. How stuff has evolved. It's crazy.
Totally different game, bro.
Yeah.
It's crazy to see all these changes in the military too. Things like I said, we're playing video games. We'll see on video games, and now it's real life.
Yeah, exactly. Stuff you saw on video games, man. It's just like, what the is going on?
Great deal of it there. Where you working at now?
What now?
I'm sure you get to see a great deal of it where you working at now. I know they got all the new technology.
Yeah, I see a lot of cool stuff with 160. So. Yeah, because they get a lot of them. They just got some brand new Chinooks. I'm like, man, these things are cool. And they got all kind of miniguns and all that type of thing hanging off. I said, good Lord, y'all finna bring it to somebody. So, yeah, because the Chinooks got 4 windows, and minigun on each window. Man. And then some of them, like the Blackhawks, they got
life is a real video.
What you got, Jim?
Han, what was some of the deployments that you had been on?
Wow. So it's been a total of 5 of them, right? It was that initial Iraq. I hit the middle of Iraq that last 15-month deployment, and then I was one of the last 3 trucks coming out of Iraq when they shut it down the first time. And then 2 deployments to Afghanistan, and I missed that when the old Afghan government, I missed by at least I think it was.
Oh, wow.
So, yeah, couple of Afghanistan, couple of Iraq. I was adding it up the other day. It's almost 5 years time overseas. Yeah, ever sit there and thought about that? Like, just say, all of them, you've been on just add up time. That's a long time to be over there, man.
Absolutely.
That's true.
Yeah. Mm-hmm.
There's challenges in deployment.
Yeah. It just depends on which one. So you think about OIF 1, where it wasn't nothing. Everything wasn't, but every day was a challenge. Every task was a challenge. Every individual on that deployment was a challenge. After a while, we getting out of each other. So that was just a unique space and time. Second deployment, it was a 15-month deployment, so it was just way too long, bro. But it went kind of fast because I was doing a lot of traveling. The third was the drawdown for Iraq, so basically turning in everything that we ever brought over there in a 10-month time frame. It was the worst planned withdrawal at the time. So
that's that gift. The good idea fairies had that.
Bruh, started getting frustrated. Like they would literally. Let me tell you this: on that deployment, they had left me and 3 others there by turn all the equipment in. I'm talking about we did for 30 days and still didn't turn everything in. Or I'm sorry, not turning it, turn over the Iraqi government. It was a trip, and then we evacuated. We were living in tents again. It was like being on IF1 again. The 2 deployments, I went over as an advisor, so I had to learn a little bit of Dari, so I can go out there, live with the Afghanis, advise the Afghanis, all that kind of stuff. So just adapting to their culture, because I know this night and day. So there's a lot of people ain't want to do what they were supposed to be doing. A lot of people stealing. So those challenges your leadership don't fully understand because they ain't there. So that kind of thing. And then that final one was right as COVID kicked off. That's actually why I went home, because COVID had kicked off and we couldn't go out and advise no more. And then right on the heels of that, folks that came over and took over the government. So, you can have the challenges that happened at that time.
That's crazy. Bro, I remember when we got to OIF 1, we had tents, but the tents didn't have the bottom, so it was just dirt. Mm-hmm. And then during the day, because it got so hot, they just like, hey man, y'all go chill out. So I'll be on my cot, be so hot, your arm kind of falls off and it hits that metal. That's
your tattoo where it won't. Or mess around, leave it down there too long, you get a spider or a scorpion crawling up your arm.
Bro, those camel spiders are
yeah,
freaking nasty looking.
I'm trying to think on that deployment. The first couple of months, we lived in the trucks until Biggie Smalls, he was like, hey, let's go look at these buildings. Mm-hmm. He had us empty buildings, and we started anything Camp was doing, trying to build them up into something livable.
Yeah.
We
put a truck on the no, not the cab, the back of the LMTV where it had the tarps and stuff. We slept on those a lot.
Yeah, Brown. But it was a trip when that sun came up, though.
Right when the sun come up.
For real.
Now that you're working with, you're working a lot of civilians now. Are any civilians under you? Do they answer to you?
Directly, no. I don't supervise, quote unquote, but I'm a command team, so I got influence. You know what I mean?
Okay. So if there are any moments where you got to motivate and inspire the civilians or any of your soldiers that you got?
Oh, so I got some 92 Romeos, the riggers.
Oh, the rigger, really?
Right, I got riggers. So then we ain't got no airborne mission. They still on status. I got an idle rigger ain't nothing but something that's about to get in trouble real quick. So got to motivate them every day, keep them trying to keep them certified, because that's always a challenge when it's a resource constrained environment. But going back to the civilians, the vast majority of them never served in the military. It's 8 out the gate. So they legit, they want to come, they want to throw their boxes, and they want to go home. So you really got to make it real to them. Yeah. It's like, hey, not a box, you just picking apart and putting it in a box. That point to a soldier in the warfighter. And I can give you an example. Weekend before last, we got a call legit last minute. It's like, hey, we got a plane on our way. We need to draw shoots. We need I think it was like 19,000 shoots. We need that in theater 3 days. So that means they got to leave here tonight. So of course we got to pick them, palletize them, get them all ready on the Air Force skids, on the bird, whatever. And the call came at the end of the day. It's probably about 1,500. They leave us, so we called down. It was like, listen, we can like soldier. I can make you stay. Beings I can't. You got to throw overtime at them. So you got some things in warfighter can't really explain it all to you right now. But I need a group of people to stay so we can put shoes and get them palletized and out the door. There's a handful of them. They was like, okay, we'll stay because overtime is gonna come for them. But it's a group of them that's, like I said, 8 out the gate. They trying to get the football practice, to their children recital. So you're like, listen, man, understand what you're trying to do, and if you don't want to stay, I can't make you, but I gotta get something. So here's a little overtime hour, give you time and a half to get this mission completed, and they did it. They did it in a matter of hours. Fast forward that story. Was done. I think it was aired on BBC a couple of days ago.
No, I didn't see that.
So I'll send you the link. Legit 2 days later, they was doing a heavy drop, dropping humanitarian aid over there in theater. It was like some real stuff. Yeah, so when we came back that following Monday, I was like, hey, that mission y'all worked on? Here's a video. Watch this video. That was y'all hard work. So a lot of them got that light bulb. It was like, oh, man. So, it's a little to home. I really am helping somebody that's on the front lines, that's out there doing, God's work.
Yeah, absolutely. And I bet it gave them a sense of pride, too.
Yeah. All the ones didn't know? Absolutely. They were video out. It's on BBC, so they were sharing it out to their friends. Like, hey, that's why I stayed late.
Yeah. So how do you keep the riggers? So they got to do their 4 jump a year, right, to stay on status. Mm-hmm. It's crazy. Mm-hmm. Anybody else jump there besides him?
So we can't on status. We don't. Most of the people, like that, is senior. So if I ain't got to jump, I ain't jumping. For instance, I ain't jumping. But my riggers, they maintain currency or they can't be no rigger. So a lot of times we send them down to Fort Lee to jump because we ain't got no birds. We ain't contracts for civilian aircrafts and nothing like that. And all them, they free fall parachutes.
Oh, cool.
Yeah, so normal static line. We can't just send them down to division. Any you got to get special bird and stuff. So we send them down to Fort Lee.
They get like TDY to go there and jump.
Yep.
That's pretty cool, man. That's actually kind of cool.
Yeah.
So they free fall jumping and they do static line jumping?
Majority free fall. Yeah, every now and again. So they got a big minimum. I forget what the requirement is, but it's very minimal requirement just to maintain their static line proficiency. But they make sure to get them free fall because that free fall money a little different.
Yeah, it is. Because I was air NCO when I was in Italy, so they have different rules. I remember rule 1 was, so we jump. Anybody don't know, you have to maintain status. You have to jump 4 times a year or quarterly, but different rules because we were deploying so much. Rule 1, you could jump 4 times in one day, and then you're good for the whole year. But if rule 1, I think it's rule 3 is like regular, and then just have to jump quarterly. And then if you don't jump within 3 months, you're like if you go in your 4th month, you're times 1. Then you got times 2, then times 3, then you lose your jump status. Or you're not in your jump status, but you jump because you get hazardous duty pay, and then they'll take your hazardous duty pay away from you. But so you jump back, and then you got to jump current. So you can jump twice in one day, and it counts. So,
and that is a special circumstance. We can't just say, you ain't in 11 months. We're gonna give you rule 1. There's got to be some extenuating.
No, there has to be a memo in the book saying you're on rule 1. Like higher up has to sign off on that. So it's definitely
math problem, man. I deal with it every day. You talking about a resource. So back in the day, they used to have a platoon of riggers, and they had the resources. They'll jump on the airfield. It's an airfield connected to our installation. They'll jump. They'll land on the airfield. They'll do whatever ops on that airfield. Fast forward a couple years, that got taken from them. So they found them a LZ to use, landing zone to use, and that's gone away because they started building houses there. So so we all find a unique way to get them get current, and what we found right now is to get them back to the home of the quartermaster right there where they was trained as privates down there at Fort Lee. And
is it still Fort Lee?
It's not. You know how it is. What your mama called you back in the day. It's Greg Adams now.
His name Greg Adams. Who's Greg Adams?
So it's actually 2 people. I don't know the full story, but I know I think it's Greg MacArthur or something. It was the first black officer or something like that.
Okay.
Along those lines. I'm actually sure. Don't give me a line because people fact checks. You be getting hate mail. So next thing you know,
to the best of knowledge,
Google that. Yeah, but no, it is a real touching story. I just can't remember off the top of my head. I ain't never been a soldier.
Yeah, me either. I didn't do those Addie Murphy or nothing like that. So
yeah, I'm with you.
I was a deployment soldier.
Unfortunately, huh? Yeah. It'd be a trip. I remember when I got to remember.
All right, Jay.
How do you see the future of the supply chain management involving in the military?
And I see it several ways, right? And a lot of it's gonna follow the trends of the civilian sector. So just think about, y'all been in multiple deployments. Y'all had the opportunity to drive forklifts, right? A lot of that's gonna be autonomous vehicles. So it's gonna be an unmanned forklift going around a warehouse, supplies and stuff. Yeah. A lot of have soldiers going out there to a location, picking apart, bringing it back. They're gonna eventually start automating that process. Y'all already seen we got stuff like deployed satellites, the VSATs, to where they can set up a satellite in theater and you can run your systems. They got scan guns around to where if you do a layout, we ain't got to spend 3 hours out there holding up a wrench and everybody holding up a wrench, right? Man, to go over there with that scan gun, beep, 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 and then done. So it's a bunch of stuff like that. It's gonna be new ERPs. What is the Enterprise Resource Planning Tool, ERP? I think it is. Whatever it is, systems. It's gonna be new supply systems, new processes, all the business intelligence, all that stuff is gonna change. So it's just gonna be a bunch of stuff, bro. Hopefully we start seeing CVS bundles dropped off in an automated fashion, so you ain't got to put soldiers in harm's way. Just all them kind of things.
Yeah, because I remember when I first got the Delta Company, they always we'd have a detail. Hey, you going over to Class 9? You're gonna be the driver, and then we have to get one of those supply people, and we just drive around dropping supplies off different units and stuff.
So so that's what happens. Privates, right? Eventually, them vehicles gonna be running on their own.
Really? You think so? Or so, huh? You seen it?
So if you take a look at what's going on in the civilian sector, they already got autonomous vehicles on the road. So they just got to work the kinks out, and eventually we'll go ahead and start adopting them. Think about it, little mind probing robots.
Yeah.
They using them. You get a soldier out there with a little dagger there, right? So that's still going on. The idea is to put or keep soldiers out of harm's way as much as possible. The only way to do that is to bring technology into it.
Yeah, because they've had drones for years up there flying around. So I definitely can see how vehicles on there. Yeah.
Mm-hmm. I think only thing I'm worried about, sometimes technology is so they learn to encrypt it, protect it, that kind of thing. Soldiers got to be on top of their PMCSs and whatnot. So once we get on top of that, I think, boy, we're gonna be lethal. It's gonna be a remote army.
I don't know. I seen Terminator, and that didn't have a good outcome.
Robot, that'd be scary, huh?
Hey, for some people, no, man. First Sergeant Gabriel Hamilton is an author. What inspired you to become an author, my man?
Right. So every soldier got a family element, right? They got a real life that they live, right? And mine is my daughter. So let me back the story up. It was another individual who was writing a book. She writing her life story. I was like, damn, if she can write a book, I know I can write a book. That person will remain that sound county. But I started looking at it, man. My daughter was out there in Barnes and Nobles. I was on Amazon, stuff like that, trying to find books that had characters that were reflective of her and that had positive messages. And I couldn't find them. I couldn't find them nowhere, right? So rather than sit there, in the corner and crowd it, I went out there and created it. Initially, I got into a bad deal. So I kind of likened it to a real, right? I got one of them little deals where Suge Knight was hanging me over the banister, right?
What?
I paid almost $5,000 to publish my first book. I paid somebody to do it, all right? And it sounded like a good deal, but after everything was published, I still was only getting the smallest amount. Like I would get $3.67 per book sold. My book retail for $26.95.
What?
I tell you, I had an old Suge Knight deal. So
360 deals.
Yeah, right. That deal lasted for 2 years. I got my ownership back. So, I own my what they say, I own my masters. I own my
Uh-huh.
yeah. And then process learned that the steps of publishing a book, right? And if anybody never go into one of them deals, holler at me. I give you the steps on how to do it. You just gotta do the work. But I took it just like doing in the military, man. Sit there, you do the walk, crawl, walk, run. I crawl, I walk with myself. Now I'm about to start running with it. So now I got 2 of them out there and working on the 3rd one.
Wow, that's awesome. He said, I didn't find anything, so I created it.
Yeah,
that's a good buy, man. I don't people when they can't find something, they're just like, well, it'll be here eventually. You said, nah, I'm about to create it.
Yeah,
that's very inspiring, man.
I want to be real. I learned that in the military. I learned that from Smalls, from Sergeant Major, right? Bernard P. Yeah, he's like, if you need it, only bad enough, you'll make it happen, no matter what it was. It don't matter if it's reading a regulation. It don't matter if it's, making this truck go. You're going to figure it out. You're going to figure out one way or another. Or you just didn't want it.
Yeah, man. We've talked in every episode with every individual, man. Delta Company was I like the way it was a leadership clinic.
That's a fact.
And it was just like what do like the leadership training, Sergeant Times training, or where we do it with just the leaders. I forgot what LPD, yeah. One of the
professional development, yeah.
Yeah.
It was a lot. If you think about it now, it was a lot of great leaders, man. So, so I made the Sergeant Small truck, or as we called them when we first got there, because it's like the pinnacle to us. But you remember we had Bernie, we had Nagel, we had Shady J, we had Horsley. Like, you can just go down. You guess, right?
I ain't heard that name in a long time.
I seen Mike's last promotion, Colonel Sanford's last promotion. He was up there, and it came right out like it was yesterday. You kind of looked at, Jay can get to stuttering. But that brother, real good dude, man. This day, real good dude. He took a couple minutes to impart some wisdom on him.
And Shady J, he got promoted to Shady. He said they done messed up. That's what he said. They done messed up and promoted me.
Now you was there when Johnson was a staff sergeant, right?
Yes, sir.
Yeah, so just think about it. That man was a staff sergeant when we was privates, man, and then ended up to be a sergeant major. Really, all of them.
Y'all love them, yeah.
Say leadership clinic. I don't know. I can't think of one bad leader during that time. I really can't. And that's hard to say.
That's good.
People I ain't like at the time, because I wasn't all the way.
Hey, man, I think we all got those.
Yeah.
People are like
everybody just good, in my opinion. You know what I mean? And we took time out to make sure that we got each other right. They spent a little more time on me than others, because
Absolutely.
Tell me more about your books.
Yeah. So the first Invested in Me is a positive affirmation book, intentionally written for young girls in the ages of 1 through 7. Although written for young girls, I think we all can agree that affirmation can be good for anybody at any age. So the 100%. Idea behind that is to write in a simplistic form so that the reader can have a conversation with the listener. See, I am blessed and I'm highly favored are 2 of the affirmations in there. So you sit there, you ask child what it means to be blessed and highly favored, and give an example. And through that process, not only is the kid affirmed, but you start realizing in your own life that, dang, I really am blessed. I think of a time where, God is taking care of me. This is where I receive favor, that kind of thing, right? Real intentional when writing. The other one that already published is Licensed Advice for a Kid Like Me. And for those who already bought a copy, some of our leaders from time are in there. So Bernard P. Smalls is feeding this book. And I just took one life lessons that I learned from him and put it in the book. What was it? I forget which one of his was, but I just give you a random one. I had a high school teacher by the name of we call him Bud. My neighborhood, we call him Bud, but his name is Dr. Polite. Dr. Polite took time in us, and he said, hey, the goal is to get educated. That doesn't necessarily mean getting a degree. That doesn't necessarily mean getting a trade, but you need to get educated and take that education and apply it to where it benefits you and your family, right? So just life lessons like that coming from men that really I feel like toward me through life. And I think it's like 17 of them that I pulled from random times of my life. That book was written intentionally for young boys. And I think is very important for men to mentor boys. And then my newest book I'm writing, ain't even hit the shelves yet. It's still in draft. But it's about my daughter traveling abroad. So my wife is Jamaican. She was born in Jamaica. She was there for the greater part of her youth. But we go back there. We try to go back every year. So it's a story through my daughter's eyes of her travels to Jamaica. So she gets to fly on the airplane. She gets to link up with her cousin. She gets to eat the Jamaican food, do the cultural thing. So the idea here is to introduce kids to another culture and inspire them to want to go ahead and travel abroad, get different experiences, and hopefully take that first step to experiencing life beyond their neighborhood. So
does your wife accent?
She don't. So she came up, I want to say like 10, 11 years old. It was an impressionable time in her life to where she kind of weaned off of it. Get around her people though, it's coming out. But yeah, she normally you wouldn't even know unless you hear her say something that kind of forces it out.
Oh, okay.
Yeah.
That's a good talking about Bernard Smalls. You got any other funny story? Because we touched on when we were talking about that time about the guy getting license plate off his bad car, putting it on the good one because he was hungry. And we told the story about that, and we told the story about, of course, keeping off his grass, maintenance practices, and then we touched on when somebody messed up the dog. Oh man, he was hot.
I don't know why they would mess with that dog, man. Jump ain't did nothing. Nobody.
He did nothing. You got any story we didn't touch on? And it could be a positive story.
Oh yeah, that's all I wish. That brother deserved nothing but positivity. Of course, we got all kinds of with him, but I think I would share is he always took time to invest in us, right?
Yeah.
No matter what. If you the best soldier in the world, he gonna make sure he provide opportunity. If you the worst soldier in the world, he gonna take a little time to get you right. So little hard head PSC Hamilton used to like to drink. I'll be out there trying to hang with the big boys, drinking a 24 case, before formation or something, right? So he'll smell it because at that time, I don't think he drank. And he'll walk past, he'll smell it, he'll walk up behind me. Say, you were drinking last night, wasn't you? He'll whisper in my ear, you were drinking last night, huh? Yeah, you ain't even got to say that. Be like, yeah, don't worry about it. It's about to be hell. We going to fence. And for those three where I bears at the cars come, and that brother don't sit on heels or nothing. But if you fall out, get lucky and hang with straggler patrol, or he gonna turn the whole car. He gonna smoke everybody until you get over there, right? So it just took time to invest in us, man. It wasn't always, give them an article fit. It was a little to make sure what right looked like. Just on an emotional level, I was at the point in my life where I was like, hey, I think I'm gonna hang it up. That brother took time to mentor me with him and several other sergeants that were sitting at the table and tell me that I need to reconsider retiring at this moment. But ultimately, he decision up to me. He's like, you gotta do what's best for you and your family. But these are the things you're not considering. It's just been at moments like that through life, man. He's always been there. I think a lot of people, right? I think about even when there was a time when he wasn't gonna make it, where he had gotten into a motorcycle accident, right?
Yeah.
It was the hospital. He was on the water night, and it was a real something within the company. But that brother battled back. I want to say like the first and second time in formation, he was out there running. I'm like, hey, Tom, you take a knee. He's like, nah, you got to get out. You got to get it. That's what he called me. Nah, Himbo, you got to get out. You got to get it. He out there limping. He was killing us though, right?
And it always that when I decided to either drink a little bit or I decided maybe to go out the night before, we do those fence runs, which is like 8 friggin' miles.
It was calculated.
I think that was God's way of punishing me.
Bruh. What he used to do, he'll walk behind the formation and he'd be sniffing. I don't know if y'all ever peep gang. He'd be sniffing. And if he smelled any alcohol, we going to the fence. It wasn't so bad on days where you hadn't been drinking. We had a pretty fit company,
We did. Oh my God.
Yeah, everybody was doing the thing. But on them days where you decide to hit the Lil Jon concert for a formation, gonna pay.
Hey, but I will say they had a lot of really good cadence callers, like my boy Jonathan Jones, like my boy Hamilton here. We had some really good cadence callers that kept us crunk when we was running. So before you know it,
it was like a mixtape.
And it was like a mixtape, wasn't it? 44, get on the mic. We had some good cadence callers, I will say that. And a lot of times when you got a really good cadence caller, you done did about 4 or 5 miles. You're like, okay, I'm feeling good.
Mm-hmm. Used to get it, man. Y'all much better than I was. I'm 11. I couldn't keep on beat. But y'all get it. I'll do everything. You can be Lil Jon, Pastor Troy, whoever you get there on the mic. I'd be like, oh my God.
Yeah, we was good. But this was the early 2000s, man. This was when all music was out. So we were definitely creative.
Yeah, I'm trying to tell you. Yeah. I think all y'all deserve record deals where y'all was out there getting it. No lie. I ain't never heard nothing like this.
One of the individuals that kind of helped me and all cadence, I should say, motivate me was old Daniel Lee. Daniel Lee get out there and he get it like, man, that's how
he go for a long time too.
Yeah, and that's what I kind of emulated how he cadence, and it's always helped me be successful in my cadence calling career. So
I used to love when Mike could get out there. He started getting it when I left my house. That's how y'all
get out there and do some good stuff too, man.
Willie P do something.
Willie P,
right?
I talked to and you remember Parks, John Parks?
Yeah, JP.
Talking out to him the other day. He's this dude. He puts in. He was doing the towers, the cell phone tower. He done switched. He do the what are they? The chargers for the cars, like the stations. He puts in.
Oh, word for like Tesla and stuff.
Tesla and stuff, yeah, making that. I was like, man. So he's
for real. So speaking about technology. That's another thing they gonna start putting on pieces here soon. A lot of them the vehicles about to be hybrid. They're gonna be electric cars and stuff.
Yeah.
So if you have money in it now, you might want to go ahead and start investing in it. It's happening.
Oh, 100%. Hey man, I know because after Bragg you left, and I remember, and you just touched on it at the beginning when you was kind of giving us your bio. Okinawa. What'd you like about that?
That's where I grew up at.
Really?
Yeah, you remember? Yeah, back in the barracks. I was still trying to live cash money, no limit lifestyle.
Yeah.
So when I got away, it wasn't too much of that. I finally got to move. So, I'm paying bills and responsible stuff. I kind of got away from still going to the club, but I had more responsibility because I was E5 at the time. So, I grew up over there. The culture, beautiful culture. They didn't work.
Good food. That's what I hear. Yeah.
Let me do something, man. Never experienced nothing like this in my life. They will schedule a protest. Let's say they protest going from 1 to 3, 13 to 1,500, right? It'll be scheduled. It will happen during that time frame. They will, Americans go home, what you hear. But if you walk past them, hello, how are you doing? Hey, we gonna give you the sidewalk. They ain't throwing bottles, they ain't, breaking the fence, none of that. And when they hit 1,500, they pack their stuff up and they go home like nothing ever happened. Nicest people, yeah. It's totally in Korea. They want bottles over. You might get a Molotov, thrown over the gate. Wow, in Korea.
I wanted to go to Korea, but I never got the chance, man.
Yeah, it's a trip. That's from culture, especially like shopping and stuff like that. But yeah, food, love reggae. They love hip hop. They love lowrider culture. Do that? You would think they like essays. Remember the essays back in the day, right? Legit, you wouldn't be able to tell the difference.
Oh man,
they break dance and everything. It was different, man. It's being over there. It's a small island, so you gonna get your culture. They do all the things. They like to kick it. They do all the ceremonial kind of things. When you come over, hospitality is right there with what we like to say is on par with the South. Yeah, you'll love it, man. You have to go over there if you ever get a chance.
Absolutely, man. Well, John, you got anything we close out, brother?
No, brother Ham Dog, I appreciate you for coming on the show, man.
No doubt. Y'all know y'all always got my line anytime y'all want me.
Yeah, I'll put in the description. I'll put a link to your social media and stuff. So if anybody has questions, they can hit you on there. And of course, link to your books, man. Very inspiring. Being an author, and that's I have what I need, so I'm gonna create my own. So
yeah. I also willing to help other people. So if you got the idea, your kids out there want to write a book, I give you the plan on how to get it done. You just gotta do the work.
100%, man. And we thank you so much, man, coming out here and inspiring the veterans, and that's definitely a good point for if somebody's inspired and want to write a book. So hey, you can do it.
Absolutely.
You can put your mind to, and that's what we're about. Out there being entrepreneurial, or getting to the goal we want to do. We want to try to veterans to do that, man.
Yeah, absolutely. Oh, I mean, I remiss if I didn't say, y'all share that Swaggy Vet info again. Let us know the links where to get it. I'm trying to get me, this fly flag you back, or this hat you got on your head,
yeah,
t-shirt on and whatnot.
It's definitely coming, man. Be available to the masses here, 27th Memorial Day, so it's gonna go live. But the
way.
Yeah, about the way John here, he has the signature shirt. I survived the VA. That's definitely good. It's a big hit. So it's going to be on there. We'll have other trinkets on there. So yeah, y'all definitely be on the lookout. You got anything before we close, John?
No, man. One of the biggest things that stand out to me, man. I appreciate you for offering to be able to help veterans on this platform with writing books, man. I've always admired someone that had a title published author on their name. To me, that's like it's average for someone to take the time to write their story. It motivates me, like you said, for you to when you started yours, it was a lady that motivated you. So I'm always motivated when I hear someone say they're an author, and that lets me know that I need some help writing my own. So I'll be reaching out to you for myself to help write the vets. You know what I mean? Because I got to get it started.
Yeah, hey, we're gonna hold you to that too. So whoever the next person up is, but hey Jay, what's up? We need a check the book. What chapter?
Yeah, that's right, man. So the most of this podcast is just really on the veterans and really knowing outside of the uniform how inspiring they are.
Mm-hmm.
That's really guys on, because to me you guys have so many layers.
Mm-hmm.
You guys are all great. You always continue to be amongst yourselves. And that right there is, for me, it always lets me know I can keep the idea to keep going, and the idea of being innovative, creative is an energy that transferred. So I appreciate you for coming over here, man, and giving us more energy. I'm very thankful for it. And man, to all the veterans that come on, man, this guy right here is innovative, very inspiring. We appreciate him for coming on the show.
I appreciate it. I see you still living that Rangers creed too. I hear you ain't said verbatim, but I hear what you.
Like Ford said, man, he said even after the uniform, we still gonna live the 7 Army values.
Facts.
It's instilled in us, man. We're gonna go back to that, even if it's like you was just talking about. Like you felt it. So when that run, and he smelled that. That's in us now, but still accountability. And it's still appreciate you for your words. I appreciate your insight. Yeah, and everything. Not only that, keep going, brother. Keep going.
Appreciate that.
Yeah, I'm really what you gonna bring to next, Ham. Because it's such a positive message, especially the kids. Because I know when I have my daughter, it changed me as a person. Yeah, it changed as a person, and to be inspired to write a book, especially your daughter was an inspiration to you to do that, man. That's huge, bro.
Yeah,
it's definitely huge, man. And like I said, I'm really looking forward to seeing the stuff that you're gonna bring to the whole author and book side also, man. Because and definitely I want to get a signed copy myself.
Oh man, hop on the way to you.
Okay, brother.
Don't forget me, man. You guys, once you put the link on there, man, I'm gonna go down there and purchase one.
I got you. Just inbox me and let me know. Well, I see it. I'll hit you up. That way I can personalize it however you want to personalize.
I appreciate that.
No problem.
Make sure in the house my mother get to it.
It won't get lost, huh?
Mama, she love reading the books, man. So I love giving her some books, man. So I can so she can read.
Okay. Might throw some little special for it. Make sure she asks good. She can read on them.
I definitely would appreciate it, but I'll send it to you in your inbox.
Okay, gotcha.
All right, brother. We appreciate it. Keep on with the keep on, man. All right. Keep inspiring.
I'll be safe. Stay blessed.
All right,
All right, brother. Peace.
All right.